Captain Marvel issue 20 heads to Carol's apartment where the Accuser Corps meet Laurie, complimenting her on her very large arms. Carol takes her away from the spotlight to talk, but Laurie asks where Carol's daughter is, pointing out the picture on the fridge. Carol says that that's her friend Marina's daughter. Carol gives her a special communication device, only to be used in emergencies, and shopping is not an emergency. She tells Laurie that Earth is at war with the Kotati, and while sometimes it might look calm, anywhere can be dangerous right now. Laurie wants to go and help the innocents, and Carol wants her to, but these aren't normal circumstances, and until they clear her name, she needs to hide out in the apartment. Laurie doesn't really understand what defines an emergency, quick to tell her sister that she was only making an amusing human joke. She asks if her sister must go and if they must use the hammer, since she doesn't trust it, sensing something from it. Carol knows what she means since she senses it when she picks it up as well. Carol asks if Laurie has ever picked up the hammer, but she hasn't, learning she shouldn't, but Laurie still hears it sing. The team assemble, but Laurie bids them farewell, knowing the Kree will kill them all when they see what they have done with the universal weapon. The team aren't too happy about that, but Carol says that they will discuss it on the ship. Later, Carol contacts Hulkling, who isn't too pleased she doesn't have a single solved lead behind the mystery. Carol apologizes for asking for a private audience with the Empyre since their comms are being monitored. She tells him about the solid lead she has, but would rather not show it to a larger audience. Hulkling agrees to meet her soon, but upon learning Carol seemingly has a team, is cut off from the comms. Rhodey asks why she cut him off, and Carol only quotes Moneyball, as the others know they will definitely be dying in space. 11 minutes later, Hulkling learns what Carol has done with the hammer, and why she didn't want a larger audience. Hulkling knows that this is an absolute mess, but Carol tells him it's all just temporary, and the hammer will be back to normal later, if Doctor Strange can do that, that is. Hulkling asks why she did this, learning that along with the justice of thousands of Kree worlds, her sister's life is on the line, and the hammer's power is shady as well, so sharing that burden with others she trusts might help her wield it properly. Hulkling understands now why she did it, hoping she's going after a lead, and as luck would have it, she is, telling him about Wastrel. Hulkling contacts his people, looking for confirmation on where the Doctor is being kept, but as it turns out, 2 days ago he broke out of prison. Carol knows the good news is her lead is a good one, since she saw him on Mardine. Hulkling tells her to go get him so they can finally end this nightmare and focus on the war. Heading to Mardine, Carol warns the others that Wastrel can be disarming, since he plays the fool, but they cannot underestimate him. She tells them he's a genius and a builder of robots, as soon the team all disappear and she is set upon by some of Wastrel's creations. War Machine battles one of the robots, blasting it with his new hammer, which easily blows apart the creation. Spider-Woman gives her hammer a shot, smashing a cyborg alien as Hazmat combines her EMP power with the hammer, unleashing a superpowered EMP charge which crushes the robots. Carol meanwhile calls for Wastrel to show himself, knowing he's obviously behind this. The man confronts her, telling her he did indeed destroy the city and he didn't intend to blame Laurie, she just happened to be the only one who survived. Carol wants to know why he tried to kill her after the fact, but the villain says it's because she's Kree and he hates Kree, so being sent to a whole planet full of them was not a good idea, since at the heart of the Kree Empire he could destroy it from within. He tells Carol to come and arrest him if she can, blasting her with his energy weapons as the rest of the team arrive, pinning down his mech's tentacle arms. Carol breaks free from her bindings, grabbing Wastrel, and with the hammer she finally sees the truth, with the villain blowing up the city. The 4 accusers lay down their sentence, planning on taking him directly to Emperor Hulkling. Wastrel knows that he will never be held for long, but Carol isn't so sure as the man is dragged back to the ship. Back on Earth, Laurie watches some trashy Earth TV, yelling at the stupidity of the reality show she has found. Soon there is a knock at the door from Marina, who says that Kit has been taken. Answering the door, Laurie learns from Marina that the Kotati have taken her child and she wants help getting her back. Laurie figures this qualifies as an emergency, so suiting up, she heads to Brooklyn, where the Kotati have taken over a greenhouse, using the comm device Carol left her to try and contact someone for some backup. Captain Marvel issue 20 continued the fun Accuser storyline Carol has found herself in as she finally cracks the case she was put on. I enjoyed we got more of Laurie just kind of hanging out on Earth. She's quickly becoming one of my favourite characters, and I'd love to see more of her past this event, and it looks like it's heading in that direction. I was kind of hoping we'd get more of Carol and her just to sort of talk and take in everything. Yes, there is a war going on, but I feel like that's kind of way overdue to happen, and I imagine that's going to happen eventually. The Accuser Corps was a lot of fun to see in action though, and I'm invested in seeing what will become of Accuser Carol as we enter the endgame of Empyre and she is no longer needed in that role. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.